This week in the restroom, we get our underoos on to flush a Marvel superhero turd from 2015. We've got lame Marvel romance, lame Marvel supervillain, lame Marvel hot tub scene, lame Marvel superhero death, and actor Andy Serkis showing up just long enough to ensure he'll have something to do in the Black Panther film a full 3 years later. It's Avengers: Age of Ultron. And before we flush it, we're going to take it out and play with it a little. Restroom Cinema. We're here to flush it so you don't have to see it. Greetings, everyone. I am Honor Knight, your head cinematic flusher right here in the restroom. As always, I'm joined by my lovely co-cinematic flusher, Midwest movie mogul, Colleen Griffin.
Hey.
Both Raging Buddha B-Movie Queen Norcrest and sassy cinephile Sarah Pollin are out of the restroom this week. Sitting in for them is one half of the Steel Cage radio team and one of our favorite extended co-flushers, Dee Moreau.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Also joining us as part of our extended co-flushing team this time out are two of the contributors from the Brotherhood of Evil Geeks. EvilGeeks.com reports on all the latest geek-related news found in movies, TV, games, and comics. Please welcome back Undies of Wondy and C-Mart.
Hello.
Hey, before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that SRC is one of the nominees in the comedy category for this year's Podcast Awards. And we encourage you to head over to podcastawards.com, sign up, and nominate us for Best Comedy Podcast. Nominations are only open until July 31st, so shit or get off the cinematic bowl. There's a link right in the show notes. It's super easy, and it's free. Go nominate us in all your favorite shows right now. Let's kick off this flush with a round of Thunder Dump. Blow some ass. I'll put 60 seconds on the restroom clock, and we're going to go around the cinematic bowl to see who has the worst alternate title for this week's cinematic turd. The loser will then get to read the RSS, that's Restroom Stall Stats, in a funny voice of my choosing. Here we go. Griff!
Attack of the Drones.
Oh, not bad. Dee
Dude, where's my vibranium?
C-Mart!
Avengers 2, The Search for More Money.
Oh, that's a good one. Undies.
Okay, Avengers. Creepy metal dude with weird obsession with Pinocchio does stuff.
Oh, wait, Jesus Christ. I had Avengers, Age of Superhero bullshit. Griff.
Avengers. Nothing says love like mutual infertility.
Dee
Avengers, Age of Irony.
Oh, that's really good. All right, C-Mart.
Avengers. Wait, so what's happening now?
Undies.
Avengers, Age of Tumblr.
I had Avengers. Iron Man is a dick to his team. Griff.
Worst use of James Spader since The Office.
Ouch. Dee
8 is enough.
C-Mart.
Avengers 2, Rage of the Fanboys.
Oh, not bad. Undies.
Avengers, there's a rape joke in this one.
Yeah, all right, that is time. We're going to end on that note. Holy cow. All right, that was a pretty good round, guys. But unfortunately, the big loser tonight is going to be Undies, who that first long one killed you. It was too damn long.
Oh,
So, yeah. All right, so Undies of Wondy is the big loser this time. She can be reading the restroom stall stats in the voice of, we're going to go back to a basement-dwelling nerd. There you go, Undies. Have at it.
So I have to read it as if I was a basement-dwelling neckbeard.
Well, not as if. You just read it in your normal voice.
Okay. Avengers: Age of Ultron is a 2015 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero team, the Avengers. It is the sequel to 2012's The Avengers and the 11th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film was written and directed by Joss Whedon and features an ensemble cast that includes Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, John Cheadle, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, Kobe Smothers. Oh my gosh, why are there so many people in this movie? Anthony Mackie, Haley Atwell, Idris Elba. I don't even know how to say that guy's name. Some Swedish dude. Stellan Skarsgård, James Spader, and Samuel L. Jackson, the man, the myth, the legend. In Avengers: Age of Ultron, the Avengers fight Ultron, an artificial intelligence obsessed with causing human extinction. The film grossed $459 million in North America and $946.4 million other territories for a worldwide total of $1.405 billion. I can't read numbers. This is small writing. It is the 7th highest grossing film worldwide and the 4th highest grossing 2015 film. It holds a 75% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 315 reviews.
Oh, all right, there you go. There's your Restroom. Very nice job. Woo, it's a long way to go for nothing. Thank you. There's your
It
Restroom.
only gets worse from here.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we're going down after that. That was the highlight, folks. Boy, anyone want to hazard a guess as to how many prescription pills Josh Whedon was on after he completed work on this superhero turd? Jesus.
Hopefully less than he took
Woo.
Finished Justice.
This is
Man.
the movie that like broke Joss Whedon for a little while. Like,
I haven't seen a superhero film this bad since 3/4 of the DCEU.
Yeah.
You can figure out what the other quarter is on that one and work your own joke. This entire mess is just a 2-hour and 20-minute trailer for other upcoming Marvel films. Man, they lay out a lot of groundwork for other shit that's years down the line, guys. Man, oh man. I've seen Comic-Con cosplay sex parties that were more interesting than anything in this film.
Oh my.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, there you go. Well, you got to work with what you got there, Didi. This is what we
There's
have.
a lot going on here.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Oh, we are under attack. The attackers being a heavily CGI-assisted Avengers storming some Eurotrash castle in a battle scene that's the visual equivalent of taking your Avengers action figures and throwing them across your backyard all at once. Jesus, the film started so abruptly, I thought I missed a reel. Where the hell did all this
I
come
thought it was
from?
a video game at first. It looked just like a
Yeah,
video
it was-
start. Yeah.
or like a simulation with them or something like
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah, I didn't think it was the actual film, and then, it keeps going. Instead of getting the Avengers all back together and skipping that whole narrative dump, they just throw them in action. But the problem is this happens so quickly and so abruptly. We don't know where we are. Well, except for that stupid, time. We don't know what we're doing.
the setup for the entire movie was done in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, yeah, but Seymour, I shouldn't have to
I
watch a
think you were
goddamn...
banking on that being a lot bigger of a hit.
No, yeah, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You shouldn't have to watch a goddamn TV series to follow what's happening in a feature major motion picture. That's bullshit.
And I never saw
never-
it, so yeah.
Shit, language. Welcome to Josh Whedon's reused callback for this turd. Firefly, anyone? He's took that directly from the Firefly series. This
He's
callback
still hurt.
where...
Wow,
over that.
I never noticed
Yeah,
Yes,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is exactly
he's still
from that.
The beginning of the Avengers is the end of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well, okay, there's that
Oh
too.
yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iron Man says shit, and then Captain America has an issue with them cursing over their comms. But again, if you've seen Firefly, I forget exactly which episode. I wasn't that much of a nerd to look it up, but it is directly taken from an excellent episode of Firefly, by the way. That wasn't written by Whedon, but
You say Whedon?
is it Whedon? How's it pronounced?
Yes.
Doesn't really
Yeah.
matter at this point. All right. Hi.
That guy.
Keep the nerds off your back.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're gonna be a lot of angry tweets on this one. Hydra research base, Sokovia, Eastern Europe. In case you're wondering where all the remaining Nazis were hiding.
It's not just Argentina.
Oh, I'm right. You're right. Yeah, apparently they were in some shithole in Eastern Europe.
And none of those people look like they were Eastern European.
Right. The MacGuffin is in this scene is Loki's staff from the first Avengers. I'm not going to even explain that. If people just go just wiki that shit. Anyway, that these idiots are doing experiments with it in this castle. And then, of course, the one line from one of the soldiers is like, they have to be after the scepter. Like, no shit. Why else would you have the Avengers storming your entire castle? It's the Avengers. You're not going to show
Oh
up.
shit! The illegal cable hookup.
Yeah, right. You're not going to show up because you
Download the song of Kazaa once. What the hell?
you stole a couple pairs of shoes from Payless. Give me a
Oh,
break.
my goodness.
Yeah, it's something pretty
You know,
big. And then the next line is send out the twins. And by twins, we mean two emo actors who look nothing alike. 3-minute mark there.
Oh god,
yeah,
they were so bad.
They are-
Honestly, they were
So bad.
they are
did
pretty
not
fucking
look
bad.
at all like they were twins, like they were
I guess
related
it's-
in any way.
I
Like
forgot
they were
were
even the same
related.
age. They didn't even look like they were the same age.
There's
No, they
no
didn't.
wonder why.
I forgot they were related halfway through the
Oh, really?
movie and like thought that they were a couple.
Like,
and then I realized how
Ew.
wrong I
That would have
was.
been a much
Again,
better film, though.
They were kind of like incesty in the
Yeah.
comic. Yeah.
Ew. All right. Well, yeah, we didn't get any of that here, unfortunately. That might have
Well,
improved the
instead
film.
of the Wonder Twins, it's the wonder why they're in this.
Hey-oh! My men can hold them. Did this idiot not see the first Avengers? That's Baron von Strucker saying, that's no problem. We got these guys.
They don't have like movie.
You remember how they
theaters.
wiped the floor with those aliens with advanced technology?
Yeah, you got-
Now my guys, yeah, AKs can do it.
Yeah, no problem. They got the Hulk's rampaging through the forest here. Yeah, they're not holding the Hulk down. Send in the Iron Legion, which will in no way turn evil in a film whose major villain is an evil robot. Tony Stark keeps building these goddamn Iron Man clones, and they just cause more problems. This Iron Man 3 had the same issue, right?
Most of them are like ultimately his fault.
All we need is him in a bunch of suspenders and like big glasses like Urkel being like, did I do that?
That would have been really funny.
We're gonna give Undies with the win on that one. The entire Civil War film takes place because of the events in this film. So he's responsible really for 2 movies now at this point.
It's basically the same plan. Ultron's plan and Zemo's plan in Civil War are basically just break the Avengers up.
Oh yeah, you're right, man.
Yeah.
You didn't see that coming? Kick-Ass as Aaron Taylor Johnson sounding like a... Kick-Ass as Aaron Taylor Johnson sounding like... God damn it. That guy from Kick-Ass sounding like a towel boy at a gay Russian bathhouse. No, we did not see that coming. 5-minute mark. You want to talk about accents? There you go. It's probably the worst in the film. Next to Olsen's accent's not great.
Olsen's is pretty
yeah,
bad.
hers
though.
keeps flying now. Yeah.
they're
I
terrible.
thought his was better than Elizabeth.
Well, his comes and goes. Sometimes he has it, and sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah.
Which is what's weird. It's like halfway through the movie, I'm like, wait a minute, didn't he have an accent at the beginning? And then it comes back at the end.
I said the real superhero of this film is the hair and makeup department for those god-awful blonde highlights he's sporting.
Oh my god, it's so bad. It's like you've seen, and that's the thing. We had already seen this done well in another universe.
Yes, we did. Yeah, but here, not so much. Quicksilver. He's the red shirt of the Avengers turd, folks.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's a big spoiler. Yeah, we're just warning you now, folks. If you have not seen this film, he may not be around. Hey, big guy. Oh shit. Then I wrote, want a Hummer to calm you down? Oh, fair. ScarJo is basically Helen Keller's Hulk back into Banner around the 9-minute mark. When did this happen in the comics? This is completely Josh Whedon's deal.
It
was really odd.
Uncomfortable for
it is a little uncomfortable. Yeah, this is really forced, and we'll talk about this at length in a little bit. But here, she's the one charged with getting Hulk to de-Hulk and turn back into Bruce Banner, and she does it by touching him weirdly. Man, if she blew him, that would have been great, though, wouldn't it? That'd be fucking, just like a big Hulk.
She said, like the sun
You
set
don't
real
like
low
died by being
or something.
impaled by Hulk's dick.
Yeah, big Hulk cock in your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would have paid
That
money to see that film.
Hysterical.
Yeah,
Oh
see,
my
they
God.
even
She says, like the weirdest things.
Yeah,
to
she
him, too.
does.
Like the sun is setting real low, buddy. Like what the hell? Like,
Dude, if she
my
flashed her boobs, he probably would have turned
She
back.
says it was trying to leave a party early, like the old highways of calling.
Gotta go. Now
Better
you're-
be hitting this old dusty trail. Like, no.
Give me your keys. Give me your keys, Hulk.
Yeah, I've got something bigger. Griff?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Hey-o!
Actually, that's what he said.
That's what he said. All right, we'll work with that. All right. Either way, you got a hey-o, folks. You earned it.
Oh, my goodness.
Thor. I've got eyes on the prize. We're going to swap out the obvious hey-o joke for a Tony Stark vision of the forthcoming Infinity War around the 11-minute mark, which will only make sense to basement-dwelling nerds and Marvel's Kevin Feige. Anybody understand any of that vision? He gets zapped by that Olsen chick, the Scarlet Witch chick.
As the resident nerd, yes, I did.
Oh, you got that one. All right, so one guy, one of the 5 here tonight, got it.
I think I went down like a rabbit hole around the time this movie came out, like online to find out what that was about.
Yeah, I know, but the thing
I've
is-
since been like,
Yeah, but Griff, if you have to do like separate research just to understand what's happening in the film, you didn't do your job well as a screenwriter. And
it's
Whedon
not
he's a sole credited screenwriter. I'm sure other people wrote stuff in here to shoehorn it in, but this all falls on him. So he should have did a little bit better job. And I think that scene comes from Feige's, calling down saying, look, we got to have this in the film for, something that's going to be released 3 fucking years from now.
Yeah, we got other movies to promote here.
And that's what really drives me nuts about the whole
Yeah.
MCU.
I'm sorry, but most of the wars that we've been in recent history have not been as planned out as well as the Marvel universe.
Well, I don't know about that, but I don't know about that, Grip, because honest to God, we've been, this has been going on since 2008, and they've been going on about this Infinity War and the Gauntlets and the Stones, and they still haven't adequately set it up for the movie next year. We really have to wait till that film to finally lock all this down. Everything else is, is piecemealed out through all these other films some of them you have to really pay attention to understand what these fucking stones are, how they're connected to that blue guy in the chair, what the glove he's wearing is. I mean, it's ridiculous. I wish they just had a more linear thing with this, and then we'd understand it better. I understand it because I kind of speak nerd, not as well as some of you guys, but I had enough to function.
I didn't get any of it.
Yeah.
I didn't get any of it.
But anyway, we got the first vision, folks. Hang in there. Avengers: Age of Ultron title finally shows up on screen around the 12-minute mark. In case you were wondering if you were still watching the first Avengers or another seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, we're not sure what happened with that one. Yeah, 12-minute mark, guys. At that point, why even put it on the screen? I think we know what we're watching. Just wasn't expecting a code green. If there wasn't a code green, you wouldn't have a job on the team, Banner. Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner is the charming single dad of superhero films. That's the best compliment I can give him, possibly. I personally
he's the sad-eyed single dad.
I know I'm in the minority, but I am one of the few people that actually preferred Ed Norton over Mark Ruffalo as Banner. I think Ruffalo's a great actor. I think he's doing fine with it. Don't go nuts on me with the emails, but I'm just saying I thought Ed Norton was a little bit honed in better on the character of Bruce Banner than Ruffalo. Ruffalo's just kind of like that breezy single dad. He just kind of blows in. He's charming, he smiles a lot, and that's fine. And then, he does the mocap and he's out. I thought Ed Norton
smiles a lot. I think
he was really moody in this movie.
Oh, yeah. No, he was smiling. He was smiling.
I don't want to be whole.
Yeah, he was really moody and introspective.
He's a very angsty Hulk.
He's fast and she's weird because you have to simplify these overly complicated superhero descriptions to the average trailer park resident.
Because there's so many people in this movie.
I know. So they get the scepter. I guess Iron Man puts on his Iron Man glove. He gets the scepter after having the vision. They fly back to the Avengers compound in New York City. It's a big, tall building. It's really nice. And now they're just trying to disseminate who the hell these non-looking twins are. And it turns out they're one's fast and one's weird because they had experiments done on them with the Loki staff and gave them powers.
You didn't mention the Dr. Evil music when Iron Man grabbed Loki's staff. It was like Dr. Evil was about to come out.
You know what? If Hulk at one point said, "Get in my belly," I would have gave this film a thumbs up. How close were we to an Austin Powers film? We were pretty close. It's a couple jokes away, but good. We'll give Didi with the win on that one. Nice job. You sure? Oh wait, you sure this is? You sure this is gonna be okay? Pretending we need this guy really brings the team together. Shit. Hawkeye bashing around 17-minute mark, folks. But then again, it's Hawkeye. Carry on. Hawkeye, I thought, is the mentally slow cousin of family. You don't really want to hang around him, but you still feel obligated to invite him to family functions.
Is this the sticker? The Jarvis is my co-pilot sticker? Is that where we're?
No. We're right here.
There's this weird irony in this film where everybody's sort of nodding and winking at everybody in the audience, and it really shows that.
Poor Didi had no idea.
Those nods to the audience and stuff, that's why I was like, I really feel like Tumblr wrote this movie. Joss Whedon was like, let me just go on Tumblr and go through the Avengers tab, read all the fan fiction, and slam it all together and call it this movie.
Didi was just upset because they weren't winking at her, so she kind of missed some of this winking.
I missed half this film because I don't see any of the other superhero
all right, well then you're
films
way out.
I happen to be sitting in the room when John's watching them. So.
He should have had him disseminated for you there.
I've seen the Avengers, and that was fine. This was pretty much kind of what I expected to see from this movie, so, I didn't expect a whole lot.
This could be it, Bruce. This could be the key to creating Ultron. You think the collective nerd audience got a little moist in their seats when they heard that line? Everybody else would have no clue what the hell you're talking about, but boy, those nerds perked up. Oh, we're gonna see Ultron. Yeah, you're gonna see him, unfortunately. Hang in there.
I know. It's like everybody who got excited for the Star Wars prequels and then got to the theater.
Yeah, exactly.
And then rolling.
That's what I said. Bored housewives probably thought Ultron was a new type of Dyson vacuum cleaner. Hey-o! Come on! I worked hard on that one. What did we miss? Well, just a boring montage of two scientists working. Nothing at all, guys. 21-minute mark. So basically, before the scepter goes back with Thor, back up to Asgard for protective keeping, which he just should have left with it, but okay. Tony Stark wants to run a few tests, and he thinks the thing that's in the scepter, I won't mention that yet, would help with artificial intelligence and creating the Ultron program.
He's tired. He doesn't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, he's just a I gotta remember, folks, he's the reason we have the film. He's the cause of this problem. Who never takes personal responsibility for it, mind you, and we'll talk about that as we go. So basically, you hear this voice go, "What is this? What is this place?" I wish I could put the filter on that one. James Spader sounds like he just woke up with a massive hangover on a park bench and didn't know how he got there. That's the introduction. Yeah, his voice. We'll talk a little bit more.
Personal experience.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on at that point. I was like, what? The computers are talking to each other? What the hell is going on?
Also, we have to also point out that Tony Stark runs the program even after they tell him not to.
That's why, and then he becomes sentient. I'm like, boom, you looking for this? I was actually looking for Terrence Howard, Don, but I guess we're going to have to still deal with you as a War Machine.
Hey.
Then I wrote Lasai. And then I wrote War Machine is code for token black actor. I never really cared for Don Cheadle. I like Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard told a great story one time about why he wasn't in Iron Man 2. when the film first Iron Man became a huge hit, it was time to re-up the contracts. They all signed on for 3 films, and then when it, of course, announced a huge hit, they wanted to re-up, and apparently Marvel and Kevin Feige wanted to give Robert Downey Jr. more money, taking away the money from Terrence Howard and the other actors. Terrence Howard said no way, and he ended up walking. The funny thing was, Terrence Howard was one of the people that helped get Robert Downey Jr. the role in Iron Man. And he was mad. He's to this day, he's still mad at Robert Downey Jr. because when he threatened to walk, Robert Downey Jr. never stuck up for him and never said he's got to stay in the film. So that's why Terrence Howard is not War Machine anymore.
Like, that might be a
he's
nice
still bitter.
moment in his career, but Terrence Howard is also very unbalanced. Terrence Howard believes that
he's one of those guys that's notoriously difficult to work
with. There's that
Terrence
problem
Howard,
too.
Maybe he can go get a job on Hawaii 5-0.
No.
Yeah. Terrence Howard recently said that he believes that 1 × 1 = 2.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. All right. See, well, take it for what it is. But that's the story coming from him. Like I said, I'm not debating. Don Cheadle's Don Cheadle. But there you go, folks. He's not in it for long, so don't get nuts. How did a nice girl like you end up working in a dump like this? First of all, why is Black Widow dressed like she's appearing in Lost in Translation around the 25-minute mark? And where the hell is Bill Murray? So this is the party scene we're at now.
Bill Murray cameo is always
that would have been awesome. There's having a celebration scene for getting the staff back and taking so they had this little party scene. And Black Widow's all decked out.
I think she was pregnant at the time, and they were trying to cover
Oh, really?
it up.
She also wouldn't have, the character wouldn't have wore that. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really character relevant, but all right, it's Scarlett Johansson relevant. Black Widow wearing a glam dress makes about as much sense as a Hulk wearing a muumuu.
I care about fashion anymore.
Hulk wants to feel comfortable.
Hulk not wearing a bodycon dress.
A big purple muumuu. That'd be awesome. Oh my god, I would pay money. Imagine him fighting Thanos in a muumuu. Come on, you pay money for that. I'd pay good money for that.
That would be the hugest.
Yeah, there you go. That would be. That would
a shower cap.
He'd be like in full Mrs. Roper,
Yeah.
cosplay.
Maybe Freeze company it up. Oh my god.
Oh my.
Down in the real world, we're faced with ugly choices, like having to listen to James Spader speak all of his lines through a soup can and string microphone around the 30-minute mark. Was this the same recording equipment used for Tom Hardy in The Dark Knight Rises? He sounds like processed shit. I never heard of worse. And I like James Spader, but Jesus, guys, he's like.
I know, he was so wasted.
He was.
In this
Oh
movie.
man, give him. Yeah, he's completely wasted.
I just
Guys. Bad
I
casting.
don't buy a robot being James Spader, personality-wise.
Right, it never matches the CG character. It never matches the actual Ultron robot.
Yeah, it was this weird, ironic. That blew me away.
Yeah.
The everything about this character. He was Dr. Evil. He was this non-bad guy, bad guy.
Right.
He was so non-threatening and just ironic and smarmy
Oh,
and kind of.
my God.
He was very
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
He was just
He was
some
just
guy. He was like some guy that shows up in the comments section of YouTube videos to say that his video was
quite
staged.
frankly, he was more terrifying in Less Than Zero.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. No, he's a very fine actor, but
He was not scary at all.
the funny thing is in these films, it's very hard to get behind a CGI villain. Like when the villain is not on screen, when it's not an actual actor performing on screen, it's very hard for an audience to get behind it because it's just CG. And a voice is dubbed in later.
You have the one guy who's amazing at playing CG villains, playing a real band.
I know. Yeah, we'll talk about Andy Serkis. That's coming up. You're absolutely right. Yeah, exactly. Ultron comes to life and he starts raising hell up in the Avengers Tower, and they fight him off just briefly. But of course, Ultron is everywhere, and he escapes into the internet, and he's got a whole plant of building robots, and that's coming up. And it turns out to be the stupid castle that we just saw at the beginning of the film. We'll get to that, so folks. We wait for 2 days for Tony Stark to kill us. Someone should have told Josh Whedon to kill this lame Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch sibling backstory around the 39-minute mark.
This movie was the wrong movie to introduce these characters because they have
a
complicated backstory.
They do, and it's
in the comics. And so it's you don't just waste them in this movie. You need to do it in a smaller single character, not like Civil War, but a single character.
I wouldn't even done that. I just would have shoved them into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. God, they got enough room over there. Just fucking introduce them there, and then we'll pick it up. I would have taken a nap at this point, but I was too mesmerized by Johnson's frosted tips.
It's boy band hair.
Yeah, I love this hair, man. I couldn't get past the hair. So anyway, they're summoned by Ultron and needs, of course, Scarlet Witch's powers, her mind control powers, and Quicksilver's super speed to get some shit done. But then we have to really stop the movie for a good 4 or 5 minute scene of them Johnson just going on about this backstory that we could care less about.
Yes,
let's get to the movie, guys. Who gives a shit?
Several scenes where they completely.
Oh yeah. Oh no, they completely stopped the movie. We come to an absolute dead stop to do this stuff. I don't follow what comes out of Wakanda. And then I wrote my big Black Panther. Hey-o! Come on. I'm working hard here tonight. Salvage Yard, African Coast, or Greater Detroit, for that matter, 42-minute mark.
Come on,
well, I know. I can't. None of us live in Detroit. Now, you mean I can't do a Detroit joke? Seriously? You don't give a shit about Detroit. When has Detroit cared about you? Never. Don't worry about it. It's a whole other show there. I know.
What are they going to do? Crumble their infrastructure at us?
Oh, hey-oh!
Oh my.
So anyway, they find out that Ultron he needs a source of what they call vibranium, and I'm just wiki that, guys. I'm not gonna explain what the fuck.
Watch Black Panther trailer and like, if you wonder how like they're like so technologically advanced, this is why.
Yeah, and Cap's shield is made out of vibranium, so it's an important metal Ultron needs to finish creating his army and build his bigger, badder self. He goes to like the Dwayne Johnson self later on in the film. We'll get to that. Now, Minister, where were we? Hopefully, still working on that god awful African accent, Andy. There's a reason.
South African.
There's a reason he does mocap for apes and the Lord of the Rings characters. Jesus Christ. So, in case you're wondering what our tie-in this week, folks, Andy Serkis, the famous mocap guy who plays Caesar in tomorrow's War of the Planet of the Apes, is coming out. He's actually in this film as himself. Not Ultron. Yeah. Go figure that. Everybody's afraid of something. Bad accents mostly. Serkis and Ultron in this scene sound like they're both about to get naked in a Ukrainian porno. Dee, that's what you're talking about, their accents going in and out. This was one of those scenes. Serkis and Olsen sound really terrible.
Mostly, that's the one I noticed. I didn't even think the one guy was speaking English. Yeah. Like, I had to really listen. I'm like, what
Andy
is he
Serkis?
saying?
Yeah, we don't know what the hell Andy Serkis
really
is talking
garbled.
about. Yeah, but his accent is terrible in Olsen. Yeah, it was definitely a porno about that.
Both the twins were really terrible, but mostly Quicksilver. His was bad.
Yeah.
It came and went. Hers at least was consistently bad throughout. But his came and went.
I'm sure that's going to be okay. Well, at least now we know how Serkis's character became the goofy film Claw in the comics. The goofy film Claw. I can't. Jesus Christ! I wish I write my notes sober and I can't even get that right. The goofy villain Claw in the comics. But we're just going to have to wait 3 more years to find out how Serkis's character becomes Claw. He, I guess, was one. I don't know if he's a chief villain in Black Panther, but he is going to be one of them. And I guess he gets a sonic arm, right? Isn't it? What the hell is his arm?
Yeah, it's kind of like laser.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my.
Yeah. Didi has no idea what the hell this guy. Did you remember the character?
I couldn't even understand what he was saying.
Yeah.
So I sort of zoned out at that point.
Looks like a little satellite dish.
C-Mart, are you saying that the villain Claw actually gets DirecTV on his arm?
Yeah, probably, and serious.
I'm thinking of his
$10 a month.
He's a supervillain now for like downloading torrents.
Yeah.
I told you he has Kazaa.
So mark your calendars, folks. And that's it for Mr. He loses an arm. Ultron cuts his arm off, and that's pretty much it for Mr. Serkis. He's out of the film book. He's a blink and you miss it performance, and you're not going to know why he's there until 3 years from now, literally till next February, and then you're going to know why he's there. I know you got to. I know it's ridiculous the amount of shit you have to pay attention to.
I will say his accent is slightly better in the trailer.
Yeah, but Griffey had 3 years of voice coaching to do that. Okay, so he's had 3 years to prep for his Claw role. I don't even know what the hell the name of the character was. I don't even know what the fuck that guy's name was.
Isn't his name like Ulysses?
Is it Ulysses?
Claw, yeah.
Oh, it is Ulysses. So he becomes like
just another weird like James Spader acting choice. After he rips his arm off, he's like, "Oh, geez, I'm so sorry." Like,
yeah, that was.
Why?
It doesn't make. I know. It's like he doesn't know what he's doing. It doesn't make. Yeah. The girl tried to warp my mind, as most women do. Hey-o! This sexist moment brought to you by.
Am I right?
This sexist moment brought to you by Soiled Restroom Cinema, C-Mart, and Thor. Yeah, exactly. No, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right, there we go with that one. So basically, they go to get the vibranium. The Avengers show up. Miss Wanda Maximoff is using her Scarlet Witch powers to fuck with their minds, which becomes a little bizarro in a second here. I've done the whole mind thing. Not a fan. Mind control thing. I'm sorry, not a fan. Arguably the best line in the film, which sadly only makes sense if you've seen the first Avengers. 49-minute mark on that one. That was Hawkeye's bullet point on the whole mind control thing. Not a great, it's funny, like I said, you've seen the first one, but, nobody remembers that. So, what if I fail? Well, you'll never fail. But Joss Whedon will clearly fail at writing this confusing series of Avengers mind visions around the 50-minute mark.
Nothing ever really
came
none of
that.
Any of that, did it?
No, it's just, that's Kevin Feige directed stuff. I don't know if Whedon had a control in this one. So now Thor has his vision, and then Idris Elba shows up just long enough to say, they'll see you leading us to hell, which we're actually going to get to see in Thor Ragnarok this November.
Yeah.
Mark your calendars, folks. It's coming up. Again, the problem with these connected universes, it's not like a TV show, guys, where you tune in every week. You have to wait years between this material. And then you get, if you don't watch the films over before you see the next one, you're completely lost in some of this stuff.
Yeah, it changes how you, like, your perception of the film and how you absorb it. Like, when I binge watch, like, multiple seasons of TV shows and see, like, the plot lines through, like, I get a different impression of the entire plot line than I do if I watch it like year to year.
Yeah, you literally have to go back and rewatch this film to understand the next film, and it's just, you shouldn't have to do that. They should be self-contained in themselves. The shared universe thing has its pros and cons, and this is a big con of having to manage all this over years, over large swaths of time. That people got shit to do. I got other shit to do, man. I don't have time to keep track of keep a flow chart in my fucking room to keep track of all these characters.
Every single movie and then go back to your notebook every single time.
And the Spider-Man Homecoming did the same thing. You're watching this, and I got to make notations. All this shit that's happening here too, because this stuff's gonna play out 3 years down the line. Ridiculous, man. It's just too much after a while. Like, I'm too old for this. We're how many films are we in? 12, 13, 14. We're way down the line on this one.
I know. It's
like 19 or 20.
Is it really? We're no end in sight, guys.
Yeah. And it's like the Marvel phase plans almost give me like a panic attack because I start to wonder, am I gonna be alive for all the Marvel phases?
Yeah, it's true. They may outlive us.
Books full of stuff to your children, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hand out notebooks full of notes to these people. Yes, that's too much.
But first, you might need to catch Dr. Banner. Oh, Jesus Christ. Which brings us to nearly an 8-minute Hulk rampage sequence around the 52-minute mark that could have been easily cut from the running time. This is your mid-movie pee break, nerds. Scarlet Witch throws a little shade on Hulk. Hulk goes on his rampage in some unnamed shithole in Africa where he starts tearing up the city. Iron Man's got to go chase after him. He says, I'm calling in Veronica. Not Veronica Mars, sadly. That would have been a better choice. No, the Hulkbuster armor. For nerds who know what that is, we got to have this scene of Iron Man beating the shit out of
You had
Hulk.
No idea what the purpose
Thank you,
of that
I know, for 8 minutes. There's nothing more uninteresting, I feel, and time-wasting than watching heroes fight each other on screen. If they spent half as much time fighting the villains, this film would have been over a lot sooner. Like, because y'all know, because they're heroes. In the end, they're going to end up as friends. So why you waste all this? They did this in the first Avengers. Thor's got to fight Iron Man. Iron Man's got to fight Captain America. We have to have all the... It doesn't matter, guys. They end up as friends in their team. Why can't we just focus... I don't get it.
It's like Real Housewives if they were Avengers. Like the way they fight.
We're going to give Griffin with the win. It really is. It's like Bethany Frankel slapping that other chick, it's just, I don't get it. It's a waste. I just always think it's a waste of screen time because they're going to end up on the same side. So why do we have to watch an 8-minute sequence of, Hulk going crazy and then poor Iron Man's got to track him down and contain him?
It didn't add anything.
No, it doesn't add value. It doesn't have nothing to do with the narrative. It's just he goes nuts and then Iron Man's got to step in.
Pure fan service. Like, it was just...
C-Mart, it's 8 minutes of fan service. You could have done the same thing in 3 minutes. It's just too long a sequence, guys. And also all that money on screen. The budget's $250 million. Jesus Christ, man. We could have cut the budget down. Yeah, you could have cut it down by cutting the scene. All right, there you go. So, nerds, if you like that was your highlight. Sorry. We're still a few hours out. Few hours out from where? From a Hawkeye backstory, folks, that nobody asked for or wanted around the 1 hour mark. That's your second pee break, kids.
This was so bonkers to me. It was like stepping into a whole different movie.
They were desperate to make him interesting.
They really were, and at least Josh Whedon was.
This is another part that I'm like, Tumblr wrote that. Like, there's no way around
it's a Tumblr fan fiction? Yeah, I think you're right.
I had so many questions about
this. All right, hang on.
When does he ever go home? How does he pay his bills?
Yep.
And who drives that freaking tractor?
I said Hawkeye having a secret family no one knew about is like Captain America having a gay lover named Bucky that no one knew about. Wait, never mind. Okay, there you go. I'll be getting the tweets from the Captain America fans. Actually, no, everybody agrees with that. I don't think I'm gonna get. Yeah, nobody has a problem with that. Actually,
it's a thing.
If Captain America is not fucking Bucky in Infinity War, I'm walking out. That's the end of that. I am not staying around.
Oh my God. So you're a Stucky fan.
Yeah. Oh, hey. There you go. Okay, so yeah, Dee Dee has asked some very logical questions of how this guy is able to maintain a family and having 2.5 kids. He's got one in the oven.
Yeah, when did he go home to make that happen?
I know.
Yeah, the guy's always on the road.
Semi-retired.
And it's not like he flies. Like, you know what I mean? If it's Superman, like, okay, I would believe that shit. Because he can fly around the
he's got to, catch a bus and go home or whatever.
Yeah.
So he probably takes Greyhound.
I saw something. All right, so basically, they go home to hide. Basically, they need to get off the grid, and that's why they end up at Hawkeye's farmhouse, a really nice farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, where they can hold up for just a couple of scenes until they get their bearings and figure out their game plan and all that shit. I saw something in that dream. I need answers. Oh shit! That's the beer kicking in. I saw something in that dream. I need answers. I'm gonna have to go and check the script for the next Thor film. BRB. So Thor pieces out for a little bit. He's got to go to London because Kevin Feige said he had to go to London to do a whole nother section of film, which is banana nuts. We'll get to that. Hang on. Yeah. Got a hot tub scene coming up, folks. Hang in there. What are you doing? I'm running with it. With you. The audience, however, is running away from this forced romantic byplay between Hulk and Black Widow around the hour and 7-minute mark. I haven't seen chemistry this bad since the Star Wars prequels.
It's just like so unbelievably forced.
Ugh,
like,
man.
It felt really weird. It felt like she was like a woman throwing herself at a gay guy. It really did.
Well, that may not be too far.
Rejecting her and trying to like give her the hint that he was not interested.
I don't think that
out of nowhere.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it was
weird. But it's also like, both being like quote unquote infertile does not a basis for a relationship make. And that's like really gross that you're just like, oh, I guess we'll be with each other since nobody else will want us since we can't have kids.
Yeah, it doesn't gel. And guys, you got to remember, we're stopping the film cold again for this whole sequence.
Yeah.
This film literally dies.
It was so
for
weird.
a scene we never wanted or interested. There's no hint of this in the first event. There was no hint of this prior to this film.
No, she was flirting with Steve.
Oh, that's right. She was actually flirting with Steve. Yeah,
and they had chemistry.
They sterilize you. It's efficient. Unlike this film, which could have benefited from a little sterilization.
Yeah, and why are they choosing this movie to explore like everybody's backstory?
Yeah,
there was a lot going on in this
care
movie.
about.
Very
I don't.
busy.
I could give a shit less about Black Widow's backstory. I can care. It doesn't matter, guys. In this, we have to deal with the crisis at hand, and that's stopping. The blacklist guy, the robotic blacklist guy from taking over the world. Yeah.
Stopping the villain from Pretty in Pink from taking over the world.
Do me a favor. Try not to bring it to life. Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury finally shows up around the hour and 10-minute mark, lurking around in a barn like he was scoping out the house to rob it later that night. It was weird. All right. That was a cheap shot, but he just kind of wanders into this film. Like, it's just Nick Fury, and he's in like a beanie hat.
So Nick Fury dressed as Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Basically, what's his name starts dumping out the poor me story, Mr. Iron Man here. Then I'm the man that killed the Avengers, and this film for that matter. It's hard to get behind a character, guys, that never takes personal responsibility for his actions. He never does. He never decides to make it right. He never says it was my fucking fault and I'm gonna fix the problem. No, he's just it's always a woe me that I have to deal with this, and I got all I had a vision and everybody dies, and yeah, the guy never says it was I made a bad decision. Never take. Nope, never. Not in any, especially in this film, which caused it was the ramifications turn up in Civil War. And that's when he becomes an unlikable character. I got behind Downey Jr.'s character's take on Tony Stark in the first couple Iron Mans maybe, but he becomes a real dick in this series. He's really just an unlikable character at this point. Even in Spider-Man Homecoming, he's
tired of him.
Yeah, even in Spider-Man Homecoming,
he's Iron Man 3, where he basically promises I'm done being Iron Man, and it's like maybe not.
But he's just becoming this unlikable hero that we really are getting tired of seeing on screen, especially in Spider-Man Homecoming. He's a dick there too. Like I was so. I don't get it. Yeah, I'm just getting all right. The charm is wearing off real quickly. If he doesn't turn it around in Infinity War, fuck that. I hope he dies in Infinity War. I don't know how that works. I really
he's tired of it. He wants to keep doing it. I'm I hope you decide not to because we're tired of you.
We're tired of it. We're tired of it. You can keep Chris Evans. He's fine. And some of these other people, but he's got to go at this point. This is it. The Water of Sight. Oh shit. Or Kevin Feige directed for Josh Whedon to carry out, or else he's going to cut his Hawkeye backstory down in 16-minute mark. So Thor goes to London, gets Stellan Skarsgård, who Undies Wondy could not pronounce earlier during her stats, and to get to the Water of Sight. So he wants to go back and revisit his vision to find out what the deal is with these Infinity Stones. And that's why I said pay close attention to these Infinity Kidney Stones. They go by quick. You see them briefly there, and he will explain it later on when Vision turns up. Just briefly, though, folks. If you don't know what the Infinity Stones are, I'm not going to just wiki it. I can't get into it right now. We got to keep the show moving. But they're very important for next April or May whenever the Infinity War comes out.
For the whole Marvel universe.
Well, this is it. This is I know. All of it together.
Extended Marvel universe together.
But we have to wait until next year to get just a taste. I know, hang in there, Didi. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot to digest right now. Just they're kidney stones. That's all you gotta worry about.
I'll hold my breath. I promise.
I understand why I get anxiety when I read the Marvel phase.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Honestly, I have seen Avengers. I think that's it.
Oh my God. Oh, Didi, you're way. Yeah, you're not gonna get into this.
I'm way out of. That's okay. I mean, there are things I know in my lifetime. There are things that I will not experience, and this is just going to be one of them.
But Didi's a great example, though. Unless you're a fan of this stuff, you can't come into these films isolated and by itself. Like, you cannot watch Avengers of Ultron by itself. Didi did it, and she's completely lost. You have to watch it.
There was a lot of explosions and car chases, and that's kind of what I expect from this movie. So
right. Yeah, but not cohesive storytelling.
Any of this you guys are talking about.
Yeah, but there's no context to the explosion.
Right, exactly. And that's a problem. Right, all right. The real power is inside the cradle, or my pants. Hey-oh. All right. Personal joke there. We're going to keep moving. If that truck crashes, the gem can level the city, or the known galaxy at the very least. Okay, again, that's an Infinity Kidney Stone reference. Basically, what's happening is Ultron wants to create the ultimate version himself, and it's kind of a hybrid between living tissue and Infinity Stone and a bunch of other shit. So he has this casket made up to do that, and he steals it in Seoul, Korea from a doctor who was working on. We didn't mention that Asian doctor. Korean doctor, or whoever that actress was who was working on this crap biometric shit. It's just wiki that shit. Anyway, so they steal this body, which will be Vision, hanging there, Paul Bettany, and they're in a truck, and there's a big chase scene coming up right now. Hard right now, Griff.
That's what she said.
Hey-o! All right, keep moving. Cap, keep him occupied. Ultron could have easily killed Cap at any moment during this overlong chase sequence around the hour and 20-minute mark. He's not Thor, so why are they still fighting? Cap is not superhuman. We tend to forget that. He's the best
He's just a
human.
really strong dude.
Right.
He's not enhanced.
Human, but he's not superhuman, and he can't take the hits. Ultron is a robot, man. If that thing hits you, you're gonna feel it. So Cap's leaping around and throwing the shield, and then, yes, it looks nice. It looks good on screen, but it just logically does not make sense. He wouldn't, like, Thor can take Ultron on, because Thor's a god, right? He's basically exactly. He's a little tower. Just so can Hulk. But Captain America is just an enhanced human. He's not superhuman. Again, we're playing with the mythology, and it's hard to get behind that when you play fast and loose with it, just to make stuff look cool. I'm caught in a time loop. This is exactly where it all went wrong. Well, much like the audience, which seems to be caught in a screenwriting loop at around the hour and 28-minute mark. So basically, they get control of the body, the Vision thing. Iron Man wants to keep continuing the same experiments he did at the beginning of the film, with Bruce Banner.
Learn the lesson from
they want to bring this Frankenstein thing to life.
This would make a horrible after-school special.
Oh my God, guys! It's just it would have been the most expensive after-school special. Yeah. I'm gonna say this once. Shut it down. I wish Kevin Feige had said this when he saw the dailies for this film.
Oh my
God.
God.
Basically, they come in and they say, the other Avengers like, look, you're not bringing anybody else to life. Thor comes in and jumps on top of the casket. Now, this doesn't really make sense. He apparently had a vision about the Infinity Kidney Stones, and one of them turns out to be the Mind Stone. It's yellow, for you nerds. It's inside Loki's scepter, and what they do is they take that stone and they put it on Vision's forehead. He gets a little, Indian dot on top of his forehead there. And then Thor leaps on top of the casket. Bear with me, folks. And he throws lightning down into the casket. I swear to God, this is what happens. Paul Bettany comes to life. And he says, I'm sorry, that was ... odd. Not as odd as seeing actor Paul Bettany decked out in a red and green fetish suit around the hour and 33-minute mark. I give you Gimp Vision. It's just fun.
I know. It's like we had to go through this to actually get Paul Bettany on screen. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. That dude deserves better.
He's just one ball cock away from a good time. So basically, through a combination of stuff, we have the famous Marvel character Vision. Again, wiki that shit. I'm not explaining Vision, but he looks pretty good in the suit. He's got a CGI cape, which is fine, and it's Paul Bettany, which he's a fine actor. But again, like Griff just said, this is what we had to go through to get him on screen. It's the Mind Stone. It's one of 6 Infinity Stones. Holy shit! Pay attention, nerds. This is all gonna make sense 3 years from now. That was at that time. Sorry, Didi. So Didi, there's 6 Infinity Stones, and I don't know all the name of all of them. There's a Soul Stone, a Death Stone,
Soul, Time, Space, Power.
Yeah. There's a supermarket card stone. Yeah. So anyway, if you have all of them, you can just pretty much bend the universe to your will. That's the joke. They all fit into a gauntlet, a really nice little gauntlet, Didi. And then you can, when you have the gauntlet, you can control everything.
Pimp cup.
Yeah, it's a big, big pimp gauntlet. My infinity pimp hand is my strong hand. 3 minutes. Get what you need for a climax that's going to last about 30 minutes in length. Was anyone else's ass sore by this point? God, it's a long way to go, and then we got another 30 minutes of fighting. Oh my God!
I know.
So anyway,
I watched it in chunks.
So hang on. So basically, what happens is Ultron is building his Ultron army and his final self at Sokovia, and they have to rally the team. Team comes back together, and now they get this Vision dude. They're gonna trek off to Sokovia to take this dude down. You shut me out. You think I care? Well, we certainly don't. By this point, I haven't seen so much monologuing from a villain since every other Marvel film. He taught James Spader.
I love that the twins were like, "You're crazy." They
Right.
just realized that a giant smarmy
right.
robot is crazy.
Fucking crazy. Yeah.
Crazy.
He's been crazy for the whole running time.
A very Whedon villain, like
It is.
a lot of smarmy talking, snappy, dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily work in a like Loki. Like what's his name? Tom Hiddleston can get away with that shit because it's Tom Hiddleston, and Loki's a much different form.
Like Marvel does have a horrible villain problem.
They do. They really
haven't
do.
had one yet.
Villains are owned by other companies. So.
Yeah. Their villains suck, dude. And I hope that. Well, again, Thanos now is going to be the ultimate villain. Hopefully, Josh Brolin's going to do him justice next year. But that's a whole separate thing. But we got to get through Thor and Black Panther first. So just hold your jets, folks. Sokovia is going for a ride. And plausibly, yes. But hey, it's a superhero film. Nerds will still be masturbating in their seats. Get ready, folks. Dumbass Ultron decides to lift up the entire city of Sokovia into the air. Just again, this is actually how it's happening, folks. I'm not making this shit up. This is an Incredibles plot, Didi. I think you're right. This is something you would see out of some whacked out, goofy superhero movie like Blank Man or dumb shit. Yeah, you just
Good reference.
Yeah, I adore you. Was anyone else grossed out when Black Widow practically sexually assaults Hulk around the hour and 43-minute mark? I haven't seen force kissing this bad since Bill Cosby.
Ew.
Oh! Yeah, okay, we'll leave that.
Oh yeah,
there.
what is he gonna drop an Infinity Stone in your drink?
Oh, bump. Hey, Griff got the win on that one.
My.
Woo! That was really good. So anyway, all shit's going to hell. We should mention that the fight is on, basically. They need Hulk's got to do his Hulk thing, and there's a lot of robots. Again, it's human people.
Yeah, they were like roaches
I know.
just crawling out everywhere.
Yeah, they had a big pest control problem. Yeah, it's human people fighting CGI robots which aren't there, which again, it's really ineffective, guys. We saw this already in Avengers with the Shitari army, whatever you want to call it. So again, just stuff that's not on screen that people are trying to, actors are trying their best to react to make it all work. And again, you have no investment because there's not real people fighting. It's not Braveheart, folks, okay? But if you step out that door, you're an Avenger. But if you step into the restroom stall, you're a cinematic flusher or a deviant. Not sure which way you're going to go on that one, but yeah, we'll keep moving. Glad you like the view, Romanoff. It's about to get better. Well, at least they gave Sam Jackson something else to do in this chart, the hour and 51-minute mark. So they have to get all the people remaining on the floating city, off the floating city. And Sam Jackson shows up. He basically steals a helicarrier, which is, that's okay. Vehicle theft. Kind of stereotyping on that one, but he shows up, so people are...
Oh, you're gonna talk about stereotypes now.
Fury, you son of a bitch. And there's the Firefly bad language callback payoff only an hour and 51 minutes into the running time. Well done. Avengers, time to work for a living. What the hell have they been doing for most of the running time? Just cosplay? My God, that's all they've been doing is busting their ass trying to fix Iron Man's fucking problem. And then he's going to have the nerve to say, well, it's time to work for a living. Well, how about you work for a living? How about you cause this fucking problem? That's you clean it up. We're all going to go home. We're going to go down to TGI Fridays. Fuck you, Tony Stark.
Oh, my God.
You didn't see that coming? Oh, I think we all saw that coming from the moment your character was introduced, Aaron. I mean, we've all seen Serenity. When isn't fooling anyone at the 2-hour mark. So, in case you're wondering, poor Quicksilver, yes, Quicksilver takes several bullets to protect Hawkeye, of all people, who should have been killed. Do we really need
we still really need him in all the movies.
Was he supposed to die in the first movie?
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna die.
Really?
Yeah.
You thought Hawkeye was gonna die?
Yeah.
Really? Oh no, it's you gotta get rid of Quick. First of all, you gotta get rid of the guy with the bad accent and the frosted tips. You're not gonna keep that fucking guy around.
Yeah,
you're gonna keep that.
Actually, he's not. He's a good actor.
He is a good actor.
It was the film. It was the accent. He couldn't
do
keep
it.
He couldn't hold it together.
You only keep the one Quicksilver, and that's the other guy from the X-Men film. You get to keep him. He gets to hang around.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah, that guy's much better.
He needs his own movie.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, they were both in Kick-Ass.
Oh, that's right. You're right. You're absolutely right. Oh, yeah, look at that. Undies with the win on that one. You're absolutely right. So anyway, yeah, what's his name finally bites it, and it's no love lost there to protect her. So anyway, that's because Ultron grabbed the plane, and he's shooting up the whole goddamn thing in his last-ditch attempt for relevancy. There is one good splash scene of all of them fighting around that the bomb in the church thing, which I thought was a one shot. They do 360 degree. That was like a splash page, a comic splash page. That I thought was pretty good. But then again, it's one shot. That was a very good shot, but
no, it's fine to watch like if you're in a theater in 3D, but like you watch it again, you're like, okay.
Yeah, I know, but exactly. But the problem is it loses its coolness because the film is so long that stuff like that gets lost in the shuffle. But it is great.
Oh yes.
We're almost there. We're almost at the end. I need you to turn this bird around, okay? Big no on that one, Widow. We need Hulk for Thor Ragnarok, so he's gonna disappear. We're gonna separate the two for no reason at all. So and again, I don't know how that's gonna be referenced in Thor. I don't think Black Widow's going to show up. Well, maybe she does a cameo in that one. I know Nick Fury's in. I know Sam Jackson's in Thor Ragnarok. So I guess there's going to be some.
Really?
Because he's got to give the look. I guess he's got to do some planet location of where the hell the Hulk is. So I guess he is in that film, so he will be shown. So maybe Black Widow is in that one, and maybe we'll address that, or we'll just wait for Infinity War. I don't know, guys. Sorry. I suppose we're both disappointments, like much of this Marvel superhero turd. Yes, you are. New Avengers facility, upstate New York. First of all, who the hell's paying for all this shit? Oh wait, it's Disney. Never mind. 2 hour and 7 minute mark. They got a nice new facility. It's really nice there, and they upgraded in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Gets a little addition.
Now it looks like a Google or Facebook campus.
So
great latte over in the one building.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So basically, Hulk goes off he disappears. Thor goes off to Thorville. Iron Man goes off to do his shit. Captain America stays behind. Miss Black Widow, and he says, "Want to keep staring at that wall, or do you want to go to work?" I said, that wall is actually more interesting than most of the film. Oh, ouch.
Now they're literally watching paint dry.
Yeah, she was literally, I don't know what she was doing standing there for so long, but they just left her there. Get back to work. Jesus Christ. Avengers, ... Jesus, do we really have to wait to Infinity War to hear this asshole line? Just say Avengers Assemble already and get it over with. It's like masturbating someone just to the point they're about to come and then stopping. It's really rude. It's like this is the nerd equivalent of that. Really? It's a comic book. Like, it's shit. Jesus, Didi.
For some reason, that was like a real sticking point with Joss Whedon.
It is.
Didn't want anybody to say that, to the point where when they filmed that ending scene, he didn't even have, what's his name? Chris
Evans.
Chris Evans, like, say the line. Like, what you see is the entire thing. When, like,
oh, really?
Say assemble, yeah.
Oh,
because he didn't want Marvel to come back later on.
And recut it.
Yeah.
That's really too precious.
Okay.
Ease up a little bit, like, you know?
Yeah, you gotta let off the throttle a little bit. These nerds, that's all we want. And I guess we're gonna get an Infinity War. All right, whatever.
That's funny.
Griffin on credits, was there anything?
I can't remember.
All right, who remembered the end credits? What is the end credit? Oh no, it's what's it? Thanos. It's Thanos.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It's Thanos. It's what's his Josh Brolin.
Poor Josh Brolin sticking his hand in that Infinity Gauntlet. That was the guy. That's the big villain for the Infinity War.
At the end,
got that.
I know the purple guy.
Yeah, the purple guy.
There's a purple guy at the end.
He sticks his hand.
Dinosaur.
Barney with the Infinity Gauntlet.
I had no idea who that was.
That's what he's gonna do, and he's gonna round up the Infinity Stones, put them in that glove, and raise hell in the Infinity War. And there you go, folks. It's coming up next April.
Go.
Yeah, whatever.
He kind of looks like Purple Shrek.
Yeah.
There you go. Jesus Christ, guys. Honestly, C-Mart, you have to admit, this does not hold up well.
No, definitely not. I mean, like, I love this movie, but for me, it's a lot of nostalgia and just, I'm a comic nerd, so
yeah, but
you can literally put anything in front of me with superheroes in it.
You have to admit that it's not the best.
Yeah, come on, it's not really the
best of these
movies.
I think it was personally a waste of an Avengers film.
I agree with you on this, but don't you agree it's not as a comics nerd, as a fan of the genre, and I am too, but I don't like to see a bad representation of the material, and I think this is a bad representation of what the Avengers are from a comic standpoint. I think there's a lot better story.
Get a movie out.
Right.
Holy shit, what are we gonna do? Like, let's just throw a bunch of stuff together.
All right, there you go, folks. That is Avengers Age of Ultron. And boy, we took it on play with a lot longer show. Can we flush it, ladies and gentlemen? Can we please flush it?
Absolutely.
flush it down with Josh Whedon's Steve Trevor movie.
Oh, ba-dum-bum, there you go. Consider it.
That's what we used to wipe ourselves.
Oh shit! Wow, consider a flush. There you go, folks. That is it for this week. I want to thank my lovely co-cinematic flusher, or my lovely co-cinematic flushers, Midwest movie mogul Colleen Griffin, and our extended co-flusher Dee Dee Moreau from the Steel Cage Radio podcast. Thank you, Dee Dee. You did a great job stepping in for Miss Polton and Miss Crest. I want to thank our extended co-flushers tonight, the C-Mart, Undies, and Wondy from the Brotherhood of Evil Geeks. Great job, guys. Sorry, C-Mart. I know we stabbed you pretty good with this one, but you survived it. You'll survive. Yeah, you'll get over it. You'll survive till the next one. But you guys did a great job. We really appreciate the insight. There you go, folks. That is it for this week. We're gonna be back to torture you next week with something else. Until then, say goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Hi, this is Sarah Polton, and I want to thank you for listening to This Week and every week as we flush these turds down our cinematic bowl here in the restroom. And by turds, I mean the movies, not my ex-boyfriends. If you haven't already, please subscribe to us on iTunes and Google Play Music so we can attract more listeners and so you don't miss a single episode. We love feedback, so email us at signalsoffury@gmail.com with your comments and suggestions for future flushes. Also, be sure to check out our home restroom on the net, signalsoffury.com. Until next time, remember, we're here to flush it, so you don't have to see it. I'm Sarah Polton, and this has been the award-winning Soiled Restroom Cinema.